Okie dokie.
Good morning, Mountains. We are live here in Warfield, Kentucky. JJ Pruitt, Bradley Damron, and Darryl McCoy here as Bradley still in Cleveland, Ohio. Bradley, how things going?
Things are going okay this morning. Just sitting in here in the hotel room, and my wife here and the dog's here with me. We're trying to keep him calm so he doesn't become part of the show today. And that's pretty much how it's going right now.
Well, it's very, I don't know, when you sit here and look, I'm glad it's very nice to see you. I know you got a lot of stuff. I hear your surgery got postponed.
It did. It did. It got postponed. I have to use a different surgeon, and I see that surgeon tomorrow. So another glorious day up in Cleveland. But you know what? Things happen for a reason, and we're up here, and we're still just going to try to enjoy the day, man.
Well, that's all you can do. So now, when do you get to come back?
I will come back after my appointment tomorrow.
Well, we hope you have safe travels, Bradley, and we hope everything goes well with you. But as we get started, we do appreciate you joining us, as it's always a big Wednesday episode when we get to pick our games. I get to show how brilliant I am and how not so brilliant you two are.
Wait a minute now.
I've already picked my survivor, my Stone Cold Lead Pipe Lock. So
I think you're going a little on the ledge this week.
Massey agrees with me. I looked at Massey.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it too. We'll talk about them a little bit later, but let's see. Yeah, I guess it does. So but as we sit here and get started, JJ, it is September 25th.
Yes, it is.
And what do you got for us this day in history?
The year was 1875. And in 1875, an individual by the name of Billy the Kid escapes jail in Silver City, New Mexico by climbing out of a chimney and becoming a fugitive.
Billy, So he climbed through the chimney.
Yeah.
Okay. Was this chimney in his cell?
I'm not 100% sure, but it didn't say it on the article. But Billy the Kid, I've always heard stuff about him. Like he's like a folk legend, I guess you could say.
He 100% is. Bradley, what do you know about Billy the Kid?
Billy the Kid, famous outlaw, and also there's a really good movie made about Billy the Kid and his gang of misfits, I guess. But you remember that movie?
Talking about Tombstone?
No, not Tombstone.
The
Young Guns.
Yeah. You are Amelia Estevez, right?
Yep, Emilio Estevez was Billy the Kid.
Yep. Now Tombstone, wasn't it about Billy the Kid too?
No, Tombstone was about Wyatt Earp and the Clanton Gang, Doc Holliday, all that.
Yeah. I got you now. So I have my westerns mixed up there. I'm a big westerns fan.
Y'all get your old West straight.
Yeah, I grew up on westerns. On the shows. Thank God that movies come along, because the shows wasn't. They was kind of boring, but hey, it shaped my childhood though.
Yes, it is.
I'll tell you something else about Billy the Kid. Like I seen an article, I think it might have been a year or two ago, where somebody found like a picture at a flea market, and it was like the only second known image to ever be taken of Billy the Kid, and it was supposed to be worth millions of dollars.
It's crazy how Billy the Kid back then, like how they even got pictures made, especially of an outlaw. I mean, they
were
lot
celebrities though.
Oh yeah.
They were celebrities, but those old time pictures, they had to sit there perfectly still for like 5 minutes for the exposure to take. I mean, they couldn't just take it. They didn't snap a picture. They had to get everything set up, perfect conditions. That's why there's so few pictures of people from that time
period. Parker Watts is on asking how my love life is. Well, Parker, I can tell you this: don't get married, son. We got. Speaking of Billy the Kid, and you talking about celebrities and how bank robbers and outlaws were celebrities back then, that's even more of a reason for JJ to rob a bank, right?
Wait, what?
Right, Bradley?
Yeah, we were as long as it's not one of our fine sponsors.
Yeah, exactly.
I could be the getaway driver.
No, you got to be the guy that goes in. Because you got to be the celebrity. Nobody knows the getaway drivers.
I mean, nobody. I mean, I'm game. You and me, Darryl, is going to make it happen.
Foot to go in there and get out.
Yeah.
We're going to see if JJ can make it happen. And one reason, JJ, because if you do go to jail, you could probably fit through the bars quicker than we can.
That is true.
To escape. So
maybe I could rob one on Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, we could go to GTA or something.
That's probably the safer way. Yeah,
there we go. We'll go GTA.
Second day in history. We got
the year was 1962. When an individual by the name of Sonny Liston became world heavyweight boxing champion with the first round knockout of Floyd Patterson in Chicago.
Oh, wow. The Sonny Liston, a lot of people think him and George Foreman may be the two heaviest hands in boxing history, Bradley.
Yeah, I've read a book on Sonny Liston and actually read on Floyd Patterson both. That was a very big fight. Floyd Patterson had a squeaky clean image, and Sonny Liston was known to have mob ties. So a lot of people didn't want Floyd Patterson because he was very popular to fight Sonny Liston. But he did. He never said a bad thing about Sonny Liston, and it was kind of like Floyd Patterson was the heavyweight champion when it wasn't uncommon for like a 180-pounder to be the heavyweight champ.
Yeah.
And Sonny Liston was like this big hulking 230-pound champion. So if you look at the fight footage, it really does look like a heavyweight against someone who's definitely not heavyweight size,
Yeah. And I miss the days. we wasn't born then, but back then, boxing was a spectacle. I mean, everybody in town, that was the biggest show, was the boxing match.
You always knew who the champ was too.
That was it. JJ, what's your next one?
So I got one last one, and this one's more of a sad one. The year was 2016 when American golfer Arnold Palmer ended up passing away at 87. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to, bring out those moments, but Arnold Palmer, he was a very well-known golfer, and he was like I think he was the first that was kind of mainstream on the television. Like he was the first one that got famous.
Well, the Arnold Palmer, you're famous when you get a drink named after you, right?
Oh yeah,
that's it. That's actually my favorite drink. So
an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, I love it.
There you go, Bradley, living on the wild side.
Always living on the edge.
It's literally iced tea and lemonade, Darryl. I don't know how wild that is.
Jesus.
Jimmy Fox, 1932. Jimmy Fox hit 58th home run of the season in the last game of the season in 1932. So Jimmy Fox, Red Sox. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm not a Red Sox fan. I'm a diehard Yankees fan, so no Red Sox for me. But let's jump over to a more notable one. 1934, Lou Gehrig plays his 1500th consecutive game, which was later a record that was shattered by Cal Ripken.
Yeah, Cal Ripken, broke the record that Lou Gehrig had to give up because he was dying,
Yeah.
I lived where I went to college. There's a lot of Orioles fans because it's not far from Baltimore.
Yeah.
They act like Cal Ripken saved baseball. Anyway.
Oh, yep.
He did not.
No, Cal Ripken, when I was a kid, Cal Ripken was kind of boring. He was the boring player.
He was. But, man, they loved him up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, why? I mean, I get why. He was the Iron Man.
He was.
Brett Favre, he was the same way in the NFL, for years. And I don't know if he still holds that record or not for consecutive games.
Cal Ripken? Yeah, he holds it.
I'm talking about Brett Favre.
I'm sure he holds it too.
So 1947, the cartoon animation Dumbo come out this day in history.
Classic.
Yep. I think every kid our age watched it as a childhood movie. Then in 1949, evangelist Billy Graham begins his Los Angeles crusade in a circus tent erected in a parking lot. So let's see, anything else? 1955, Detroit outfielder Al Kaline. This is the second day that he's been in our stuff. Al Kaline, 20, is the youngest batting champ in the history of Major League Baseball in this day in history. 1959, The Mummy, famous movie The Mummy, come out. Then we also, 1965, we had 60-year-old Satchel Paige of the Kansas City Athletics pitches 3 scoreless innings at 60 years old. Wow.
That's really impressive.
The most impressive feat.
Yeah, it's got to be one of them.
Widely considered one of the greatest pitchers ever, but a lot of people didn't see him pitch because he had to pitch in the Negro leagues back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, Satchel Paige. But when you talk 60 years old pitching, that's impressive. I don't know that record will ever be broken.
No, it will not be. Nolan Ryan has a great Satchel Paige story, by the way. Satchel Paige told him, the most effective pitch in the pitcher's arsenal was the get back pitch, basically. Throw it up towards the head.
Oh.
He lost the plate. And he said he agreed after years. That was the most effective pitch they had.
Bryson Dawes in the comment section wants to know how JJ's love life is.
Parker wants to know as well. Life is good. No complaints on my end.
Now, Bradley, me and you hear complaints daily, don't we?
We do.
Hey, I gotta go home. I don't want
listen,
I'm just kidding.
Listen, whenever JJ does his stuff at home, we know how patient that lady is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. By the way, Parker, I'm gonna need 2 touchdowns and 100+ yards this weekend.
That's gonna be tough against that Perry Central defense, but he can do it.
Hey, come on now. That's a bad boy.
He is, but that's very tough Perry Central defense they're facing.
Well, they're gonna have to double them.
Chevy Chase, defamation suit, 1980. Comedian Chevy Chase calls Gary Grant a homo on the Tomorrow Show. A $10 million defamation suit follows, settled out of court for an undisclosed sum. So, Bradley, what do you think about that one?
I mean, I don't know, man. Chevy Chase has a reputation for being pretty surly too, by the way. So
you can't just go around calling people homos, though.
You cannot just go around calling people homos.
Especially can we even sit in on that?
Yeah. And especially, never, but especially in 1980.
Exactly. The 1980, Jerry Murphy joins Ozzie Smith and Gene Richards to steal 50 bases in 1 year for the Padres. Now, but all 3 of them, Ozzie Smith, he's got that famous baseball card where he's doing the flips. You remember that one? I
do. I mean, he was well known for doing the backflip and stuff.
Yep. And they all stole 50 bases in 1980. Also, 1981, Nolan Ryan's 5th career no-hitter as the Astros beat the Dodgers 5-0. Now, New York, 1984, New York Met Rusty Staub joins Ty Cobb, who hit home runs as a teen and in the 40s. So at 19 years old and in the 40s, they both hit home runs.
That's actually pretty impressive.
1985, Ricky Henderson steals Yankee record 75th base of the season. That's insane, 75 bases in one season.
Jesus, and we're over here talking about Shohei getting 52 bases. I mean, but they say Ricky Henderson, arguably, if you top 10 baseball player ever, and arguably the best leadoff hitter ever too.
Well, the 75 bases for Ricky Henderson was nothing. I'm looking it up right now. His career high in a season was well over 100.
That's insane.
Wow.
He stole 130 bases in 1982.
130.
Jesus.
Dang.
Which is a record, but
yeah. In 1989, Boston Red Sox, Wade Boggs is first to get 200 hits and 100 walks in 4 consecutive seasons. What do you think about that?
I think Wade Boggs is often forgotten as how good of a hitter he was.
Bradley, they want to know in the comment section. They say it's your turn now. They want to know how your love life's going.
Well, my wife is right there, so
man,
I guess it's going okay, and we got a dog here, so we got tight quarters here today, Darryl.
Yeah,
you said she's right.
Yeah, the tight quarters today. Hussein, Saddam Hussein warns the U.S. will repeat Vietnam experience if they don't play ball. Well, things didn't go quite the way he wanted them to, did it?
No, did not. It wasn't quite that experience.
Let's see. 1992, Sparky Anderson ties Huey Jennings as Detroit Tigers' winningest manager.
Oh, wow.
2 days in a row for Sparky, isn't it?
Yep. 2 days in a row for Sparky Anderson. 1995, Virgin Records releases David Bowie's 20th album, The Outside.
That's a lot of albums.
Yep. That's a lot. And I probably only listened to one song on all of them.
I only know one David, or I might know 2 David Bowie songs. I know one because Nirvana covered it. The Man Who Sold the World.
I don't. I'd have to hear it.
Yeah, you'll know it as soon as you hear it.
2007, Columbia Records released Bruce Springsteen's 15th studio album, Magic, made with the E Street Band. 2007, let's see, Joni Mitchell dies.
Oh, that's sad.
Yep. Do you even know who Joni Mitchell is?
She a singer back in the 70s?
I don't know who she is. The American
singer, yes.
Hey, see, hey, here we go.
2015. This one out here. This is a big story for JJ. Caitlyn Jenner.
Why is it a big story for me?
Officially changes her name from Bruce to Caitlyn. As
why is that big for me?
Change of gender as Bruce changes his gender to a woman. Now that was big because a lot of people in today's world they know Caitlyn Jenner is just a transvestite. They don't realize.
Is that the problem? Is that politically correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
Transvestite.
I mean, I don't know what they like to be called anymore. So
what would you call them in? What would be the politically correct to you?
Well, I know what I would personally call them, but I wouldn't. I mean, that's.
Well,
I think it's transgender.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure transvestite is one of those terms that's gone the way of the dodo bird.
Oh, okay.
Well, there we go.
Well, anyways, people, a lot of kids don't realize Bruce Jenner was one of the best athletes ever in American history. And
he's on a Wheaties box.
Huh? Yeah, it's sad that he's a freak show now.
Well, the gold medal that he won, that's the most popular, the decathlon. That's the one that shows who's the best all around athlete. You've got basketball, you've got all these other sports, but the decathlon is it's literally what 8 or 9 different events that you have to compete in, and it's a point system to show who's going to be the best. It's like a 100-meter dash.
Yep.
You got to do the pole vault. You got to do the triple jump.
He was known as Mr. Athlete.
Yeah.
It's 10 events, and it is like the gold medal decathlete is largely considered the best overall athlete in the world.
And as Bryson Dawes says, winter, me and Parker won't get on. Well, we'll make it happen, Bryson.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely make that happen.
I'm ready to go down to the gym and shoot some hoops with them. That's what I want to do.
I don't know if you want that smoke.
Actually, I mean, Parker, just don't dunk on me. I'll come down.
But going back, Bruce Jenner again. He become a sideshow whenever the Kardashians come out, and I was I shamefully admit it. I in the early days I used to be a big Kardashians, keeping up with the Kardashians fan. I'd watch the show all the time. But, it's really sad what Bruce ended up becoming. And when you hear the stories of how he become it, how he kept it in secret, even back when he was going to the Olympics, he his Kris Jenner ended up taking his wife then ended up taking, they was going through the airport and his suitcase fell open and found lingerie. So even back then he was. So
this wasn't something that recently happened. This has been going on for 20 plus years.
He had issues, for years, and that's why he became the athlete he did, is to try to cover up. That way, people wouldn't realize, what his thoughts was and what he wanted to be.
I'll tell you what, the level of effort he put just to cover it up. Imagine if he just wanted to be great, you know what I mean, and not just try to cover it up.
Yeah, tough situation, but I know that's a big story for JJ.
That's a big story.
So, as we get started, birthdays, what we got?
We've got Mark Hamill.
Okay.
We've got
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke Skywalker
from Star Wars.
No, I wasn't quite the nerd that you two was.
I mean,
you don't know.
I never watched Star Wars, but I know.
I know who that is, but I didn't know Mark Hamill was the one that played him.
Come on now, we got the individual by the name of T.I. If you know his work.
Yes, I do.
We've got Michael Douglas. We've got Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen. Yeah. My third favorite player of the 90s. You had Jordan, Rodman, and then Pippen. And then last but not least, Will Smith.
Will Smith, there you go. The happy birthday to Will Smith.
That's a pretty good group of birthdays.
Well, Will Smith, he's going to need a birthday right now as his name is implemented in the P. Diddy stuff as well as Oprah. So,
I mean, I'd say every single celebrity is probably on that list. If they've got footage dating back from like 15, 20 years ago, you can imagine how many parties he's had over that time period.
Well, I'll tell you one I just about guarantee that ain't come out yet is, guys, what's the chances that Charlie Sheen's going to be on that list?
What list isn't Charlie Sheen on
it?
I seen where a preacher was on the list. TD Jakes.
Is that who it is?
I think they said he was on the list. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was.
Is he? I didn't know he's a preacher.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's an
evangelist. Also, West Virginia's own TD Jakes.
Oh, so he's from West Virginia.
Yeah, but worldwide known like a televangelist type person.
Well, listen, you can't get on TikTok right now without going down the P. Diddy hole, man. Some rough stuff coming out.
Everybody from my childhood is going to be canceled.
Yeah, they're tying in Bieber and Usher and all them to his parties. I dread seeing. It's going to be interesting to see if anybody pulls any chains to kind of stop this. And I was sitting there reading yesterday. They're always talking when there's stories like this in the news. It's normally because the government's wanting to do something else over here.
Yeah.
And
every time there's an election going on, next thing you know, there's a shooting. I hate to say it that way, or like some sort of storm or some sort of tragic event, like to cover up a scandal, like a celebrity scandal or something. So this one's definitely going to cover things up for the next couple of months. Hold us over.
Well, the best Diddy tweet that I saw was during the Bears game over the weekend when they were looking bad. Someone tweeted to the FBI, and the Bears offense coordinator, Shane Waldron, it's basically like to the FBI, Shane Waldron attended those P. Diddy parties.
That is pretty funny, Bradley.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. As a Bears fan and seeing what that was out there on the field, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know what will come of it, but it's something that's going to keep us glued to the TV. And this might be the first year that an election is going on, especially with two notable candidates like Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, that the election has took back seat. Really the last month, we ain't really heard anything coming out of the election.
I'm wondering if anybody even cares anymore. I think everybody's just come to the conclusion, like, look, we're going to be in a rough shape no matter what. Regardless of who wins, I think that, there's one candidate that's going to want to do the best job, but you got to have people in Congress that's going to help them keep all the promises that they want to keep.
Yeah.
I also believe, like, at this point, almost everyone knows who they're voting for anyway.
Yeah.
No matter what I say or anyone says, I can tell you what I think, but it's not going to change on anyone's mind. So I think, if it was there were more undecided voters, I think the election would have a little bit more focus. But I think we already know at this point where we stand with, no matter which side we're on.
That's kind of true, Bradley. That's actually a good point. Everybody knows, either you're a Trump backer or you're a Harris backer. There's not really any votes up to grab, really.
Unless you're somebody that pays attention to these celebrities and a celebrity at the last minute decides they want to endorse somebody, then you want to go with what they say, like everybody pretty much knows.
Can we get any pictures of Kamala Harris at a P. Diddy party? Let's see if we can make that happen. Who's more likely to attend the P. Diddy party, Trump or Kamala Harris? That's the question.
Come on now, Darryl.
That's the question.
We already know the answer to that. We already know the answer to that.
I don't know. Kamala Harris, man, I seen some stuff. You know, she was with Montel Jordan.
Depends on it depends on what version of Trump you're going to get. Are you going to get the one from the 80s when the parties were the best? Are you going to get the 90s or you get the 2000s? Like, which version of him?
Yeah, that's true.
Would most likely, you know,
yeah.
Because I'd say them parties back in the 80s was probably pretty, yeah.
Which one would you think, Bradley, would be on the list first?
I have no clue. I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, like, on one hand, I'd say Kamala Harris, but on the other hand, I'm like, you know, Trump does have a reputation of also looking out and upgrading his model wife every few years.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
That's what I'm saying. His ex-wives or something.
Well, we look here. We got guys. Happy birthday on the Book of Faces, Amanda Suzanne Edwards, big Pike Central fan. Happy birthday, Amanda. Coach Tim Champlin. Now, JJ, let's see if you remember. This guy was on our show. Who does he coach?
Tim Champlin.
I'll give you a hint.
Football or basketball?
Huh?
Football. Okay. Tulsa?
No.
Oh, no. Listen, I'll cut it down to 50-50, JJ.
Oh, okay.
The last name of his school is 2 words. Is Carter. You got it,
Carter?
What he got it wrong.
Carter, wait a minute.
East Carter.
East Carter. Literally had us 50-50.
I gave it to you 50-50, man. That's the best I could do there.
That tells you how much he pays attention, Bradley, to the show, right?
We've been at it for like 6 months now. Come on.
You are a sports reporter, JJ.
I'm working. I'm also a sales guy. I'm also a producer, also a co-host of this.
Yeah.
Hey, I know my main man, Parker Watson. I know Bryson. So, you know,
Yeah.
we go with them for now.
Well, also, happy birthday to Misty and Charles Johnson. Guys, joint Facebooks, is that the worst thing in the world?
Yeah, that just goes to show, like, you know, somebody's not trusting the other person or somebody did something wrong. I mean, that's if you can't have your own Facebook page, I mean, you shouldn't even be in a relationship. If you have to literally, I mean, unless you're sharing a page for like business purposes, like if you're flat out sharing one, it's like that just doesn't make.
If you're JJ's girl, I think we need to make that happen. A joint Facebook with JJ.
Not in this lifetime,
right? Right,
Bradley. I think so, but I will say this: I do know some people like who just don't do Facebook.
Yeah, and there are some. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And they do combine it. Like I have a couple of coaches.
Yeah.
Who are like that, and you got to kind of do that. Like I've had to go through the wife before. Like
it's irritable though. Like when it's their birthdays, which one's birthday is it?
Yeah, it's somebody's in the doghouse. So they have to do a joint account. I mean,
Now, happy birthday, Rick Chafin. That's my question for Bradley. Who does he coach?
Brent Chafin. You're hitting me too early here, Darryl.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey, you're supposed to be a sports
and it's in your coverage area, and it's basketball. He's Googling it.
Yeah, he's over here trying to he's trying to play it.
Listen, man, it's too early.
Spring Valley.
Well, to be honest with you, Darryl, I'm not going to say what I want to think in there.
Okay. Also, Lucas Manns, happy birthday, Lucas Manns, former Betsy Lane Bobcat and Pikeville Panther, who went to the state tournament with the Pikeville Panthers. So happy birthday, Lucas Manns. All right, guys, here we go. As we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into some sports, and then we got some really good stories coming your way here on the Startup Morning Show. Make sure you come right back and join us here. Bradley Damron, JJ Pruitt, and Darryl McCoy. Award-winning tire shop that focuses on customer service that's family-owned and family-operated. Stop by and see our friends Jeremy and Chasta at Punk's Tires. If you have a hectic work schedule and you're looking for a non-stressful, convenient way to buy tires, take advantage of Punk's Tires Appointment Saturdays. If they don't have the tire you're looking for, they guarantee it to have it the next day. Punk's Tires can take care of all your needs in tires, wheels, wheel alignments, brakes, rotors, minor mechanic work, and more. They'll treat you like family from the second you walk through the door. Come see us in Virgie, Kentucky, or give us a call at 606-639-TIRE. That's 606-639-TIRE.
Ready to rev your engines and hit the trails on October 10th through the 13th at the 23rd National Trail Fest in Gilbert, West Virginia. With miles of award-winning trails, sanctioned drag racing, live music, and thrilling polka runs, there's nonstop excitement for everyone. Indulge in mouth-watering food and discover unique finds from our vendors. Located in scenic southern West Virginia, it's the perfect escape from it all.
And we are back here on the Startup Morning Show with Bradley Damron, JJ Pruitt, and Darryl McCoy. Bradley Damron hailing from Cleveland, Ohio. As we look here, this segment sponsored by Punk's Tires. I want to give Jeremy Chastain and our friends at Punk's Tires a big shout out for what they do for mountain athletes. If you want to get your vehicle road ready, call them today.
The best tire man in the business.
Yep, best tire guy in the business. Listen, he's got over 47 new sets of tires that are waiting on you. So make sure you come and take advantage of their great deals. You can give them a call, get a hold of them on Facebook, or you can visit their website, Punk's Tires. So make sure.
And they do a really good job of making you feel comfortable while you're there.
They do.
Not only do you get your tires, but you also get a good experience also.
Yep. So Joe Kendra says TJ Jakes, or whatever his name is from Charleston. TD Jakes is from Charleston, West Virginia.
That's interesting.
He said he remembered the decathlon athlete Bruce Jenner. He said he grew up idolizing that dude. Well, I can see that's what got Joe into doing the marathons. He said he was a big Caitlyn Jenner fan, and he started doing marathons.
Oh wow!
And, yeah, so he goes all over Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, doing marathons,
like those 5K runs that they talk about.
Yep. Let's see. And we ain't seen Carl Whitey Little or Jimmy Johnson in the comment section yet this morning. As guys, keep them comments coming.
Haven't seen Jimmy in a bit.
No, JJ's going to check in.
I'm going to message him and see if he's doing okay.
Now, guys, as we get started here, last night, I don't know if you guys got to see, but young Baron Crum. Do you know that name, Bradley?
I do. He played for over in Pikeville, right?
Yep, plays at Pikeville, and his father is former Belfry legend Barry Crum, who ended up going to Pikeville College and having a great career as a basketball player there as well. So, big shout out, and Barron, and he teamed up with his quarterback Cade Johnson to give us an Odell Beckham-esque catch. Let's take a look at it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Barron, if you follow Barron's career, he's quite the basketball player as well. It'd be interesting to see which one that, he ends up focusing on as he enters high school. He's just sixth grader right now, so he's got a couple more years to figure that out. But, listen, he comes by it honestly, though. That Crum bloodline runs thick in athletics. So look forward to seeing what he does with the rest of his athletic carear over there at Pikeville.
He's only in the sixth grade?
Yep, only in sixth grade.
Making catches like that?
Yeah, he's a big youngin'.
That's really impressive.
Which his dad would have had the size to be a great tight end as well.
I thought he was like a freshman.
No,
in that clip.
No, the Joe Kendra says whenever I see a joint Facebook, said I'm like, who screwed up?
Yeah, literally, like who's in the doghouse?
Yeah, that's kind of the truth. That's normally when you got them.
Absolutely,
guys. Speaking, we didn't get a mention Monday. We released it yesterday, but want to talk about the double quick player of the week here, Bradley, and take a look at these numbers. School record for Caden Thompson: 10 receptions, 287 yards, 6 touchdowns. New school record in yards and in touchdowns for a wide receiver, as West Carter lights up the scoreboard 65-44 over Powell County.
And those are some Randy Moss type high school numbers. I don't know if you all can remember Randy Moss in high school, but he was putting up 6 touchdowns a week, it seemed like.
I do remember Moss in high school. I never watched him play football in high school, but I did watch him play basketball.
Well, Caden Thompson putting up Moss numbers is what he's doing.
You know, that's really interesting, Darryl. Like, I've seen a lot of Moss basketball highlights in high school, but you never hear of any football highlights. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be some out there, but you rarely.
You don't see many of them. That's for sure.
Yeah, could you imagine being in high school and trying to cover him? Jesus, I mean,
it'd be insane.
Yeah.
When he was at DuPont, I had a college friend who was a cornerback at George Washington, right? And he told the story about Moss where he said, his coach thought he could cover him one-on-one, and 4 touchdowns later, his coach realized that he couldn't cover Moss one-on-one. So, but Caden Thompson out here just lighting it up for West Carter, man.
Well, and he had 3, and we'll talk about them later, the statisticals leaders of the week. But he had 3 touchdowns going into last week. Now he sits at 9 and leads the Mountains in touchdowns. So we got, as we sit here, I do, he got the player of the week. Obviously you don't see wide receivers putting up them kind of numbers a lot, but do want to give a shout out. His quarterback, Hayden Hill, was 15 for 20, passing with 396 yards and 5 touchdowns himself. As the running back, Dwaylon Dean, also 14 carries, 175 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So quite the day for the trio of Comets out there in West Carter.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That is the game. Listen, looks like they went there and a basketball game broke out against Powell County.
That's exactly what happened. The as Whitey Little says that Barron gets his athleticism from his mom. Well, it could have very well, as Terry, if I'm not mistaken, Terry was a cheerleader for Poplar College. So I could be wrong, but I think that's how her and Barry met, if I'm not mistaken. So, Bradley, as we go, do you got the statistical leaders pulled up?
I do not, but I can have them in 2 minutes.
Here we go. The statistical leaders in the Mountains, guys, these are as of right now. Now, there is some teams that hasn't reported their stats, and it caused their players to drop on the list. So, players, make sure you stay on your coaching staff.
They got to do better.
And like I said, I do want to give hats off because there is quite a few schools that was really bad about getting stats out. And whenever one of them reached out and told us thanks, said, appreciate you guys letting us know how important this was. And now they're getting them out like quicker than anybody. They're getting them out on Sunday. That makes 2 coaches over the last 2 years where we've changed their mind. And, now you're seeing their players, every week getting promoted.
Yeah, and these coaches need to understand, look, we're doing, the purpose for this network is to do everything that we can to get these kids as much exposed to these colleges as we possibly can. But at the same time, you guys have to do your part as well.
Yeah.
We can give the visuals, but you have to give us.
It takes a village.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what else you got, Bradley? Who are they?
Well, we'll start out with the rushing yards, right? Andrew McCutcheon continues to lead that for Betsy Lane with 1,083. He's our only player who we have over 1,000 yards right now. Then Zach McCoy for Johnson Central. Tyson Sammons from Greenup County. Devin Maynard from Martin County.
How many does Zach McCoy have?
Zach McCoy has 828.
Okay.
So I mean,
he
and by the way,
game,
fantastic year, just showing you how great Andrew McCutcheon's been. He's still over. He's over 250 yards ahead of Zach McCoy right now.
And I could be wrong, but I heard the other day that Andrew McCutcheon may have a game day visit set up with UK.
That would be fantastic. He's certainly a great athlete. I wouldn't be shocked to see that from him.
Well, we see one of his coaches right now in the comment section, Harley Quillen. Maybe he can let us know if that's true or not. But now, what do we got next? Passing?
Rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
Andrew McCutcheon leads that as well with 15. Devin Maynard from Martin County with 12. Listen, Tyson Sammons from Greenup County, great quarterback, but also great rusher too. 11 touchdowns. And then Dwaylon Dean and Caden Vance, another quarterback there at Caden Vance from Westside with 10 rushing touchdowns.
No surprise there.
No. But then now we are at passing yards. Max Pelfrey from Hazard continues his great year. 1,315 yards, but then Jace Manning from Fairview follows 1,088 yards. Brady Johnson at Shelby Valley, 1,072. And then, of course, Landry Collette from Leslie County, right at 1,000 even.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Landry Collette. It's quite impressive what he's doing, considering that he lost his top wideout, Bradley. I mean, when you could still be on top of that passing list and you lose your number one Division I wideout, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Noah Kilborn. And, the thing is, and just to show you how much Noah meant to everything there, last week he was still, 2 weeks after an injury, he was still appearing in the leaders.
Yeah, yes.
In the receiving leaders. He's still hanging, still near the bottom of that, which is impressive when you can't play, So,
yeah, and Jeremy Asher does a great job too up there, on the coaching staff. Right now, Leslie County, they need to take advantage this year, because this year right here, everybody, all eyes are on them. They're actually good for the first time in a long time. They've been good. But they're above average this year, and it's thanks to this quarterback Landry Collette. Let's take a look at some of his highlights.
Number and take it for himself across the 5 and touchdown Leslie County.
Big third down here for Leslie.
Good snap.
Got time.
He's throwing it downfield. He's got a man wide open down there. Jaden Hatcher.
He's going to go.
10-5 touchdown.
I formation. Colin rolling out. He's got room. He's throwing it.
We go down.
Play action
Back to pass. Has a man open in the end zone? Is it Carr? Yes, it is.
I'm telling you right now, they need, if you're a college, you better be looking at this kid, because this kid can really sling that thing around, Bradley. And as you've seen, he can also hurt you with his legs.
Yeah, he can. He's one of our better rushing quarterbacks, I believe, as well.
I think he's top 3 in the mountains in my estimation. I'm not really sat down figured, but I couldn't imagine 3 better. Obviously, the Division I one that everybody's looking at, a lot of it's because of the size, is LeBron Strader from Ashland. But Landry Collette's right there with him, though. Now what was we at past that? We was in yards.
We were in yards, yeah. After Landry Collette, we have Hayden Hall from West Carter, Red Holbrook from Boyd County, then Isaac Duty from Pikeville, Then Caden Vance from West Side, another quarterback that does well with both arm and leg.
Now, is that touchdowns?
No, this is rushing yards, but he also or passing yards, but he also appeared on the rushing touchdown list.
So quite impressive. Isaac Duty able to still stay on the list, and knowing that they played the amount of talent that they've played, and somehow still puts the numbers up to stay on the list. That's impressive.
Yeah, 836 yards so far for Isaac Duty, and then you have Gunnar Holbrook from Letcher County Central and Tyson Salmons at Greenup County round out the top 10.
No surprise, Tyson Salmons, but Gunnar Holbrook, guys, remember Gunnar Holbrook is the kid that broke his back a year ago, and broke his back, and now he's back leading quarterbacks on our statistical leaders. That's impressive what he's doing, considering that he's only probably 6 months healthy right now.
Yeah, I mean that's usually the estimated recovery time for a broken back. I mean, I would imagine a pretty long time, like for him to be able to do what he's doing. I mean, that's awesome.
No, Mike Mullins, the Brady did. We mentioned him a while ago. I don't know. Joe Kinder's in the comment section. He's the one that does this for us. Bradley may know that Valley turned the stats in.
We have Brady Johnson. He was third in passing yards.
Third in passing yards.
I mentioned him with 1,072.
Do you know how many TDs he's got?
Let me see. I haven't gotten to passing touchdowns yet, but I don't see him on the list. But let me double check his. I can check his with the KHSAA.
Well, if you want to go ahead, Bradley, I'll look it up for you. That way you ain't got to go off your page.
All right. So next is just completions. Max Pelfrey from Hazard with 87, far and away the leader in that. Red Holbrook, Boyd County with 60. Landry Collette and Caden Vance tied at 60. Well, Red Holbrook had 64, my apology. Then Brady Johnson with 57. Jace Manning, 56. Isaac Duty, 55. Now we have LeBryant Strader from Ashland with 50. Gunnar Holbrook, Letcher County Central, 48. And Tyson Salmons with Greenup County with 44.
Now, let's see. On here, now passing touchdowns, Brady Johnson, it's got him with 8. And they did turn in this week's stat.
Yeah, we haven't got there yet to passing touchdowns.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk. And then the Russian touchdowns, he's got 6.
Yeah. He's having a great year. Passing touchdowns, we just have the top 5 here. We have Jace Manning from Fairview with 14. Max Pelfrey from Hazard with 11. Landry Collette, we mentioned him he's also with 11. Then LeBryant Strader from Ashland and Tyson Salmons from Greenup County with 10 apiece. And then after that, there's just like a whole log jam of people with 9 and 8 and stuff. So that's why we don't go below that, because then that list will be 20 people long.
Yeah.
Now receiving yardage, we were at Gavin Johnson from Hazard with 618. Caden Thompson from West Carter jumped up to 569 after that tremendous week. Chance Ambergy from Knott County Central with 425.
That's a kid that a lot of people, not just offense but on defense as well. Both of them Ambergy boys, Jaden and Chance, putting up huge numbers right now in Hyman, and it gets hit a lot because Knott Central's got a good record, but they're not playing the who's who, so they've not got to be on primetime stages yet. But them 2 kids putting up monster numbers, Bradley.
They are, and I mean, and good year for Knott County Central so far. Right below him, 2 yards behind him, is Kyler Canada, West Side with 423. And I just want to mention for a minute that with that one too, just remember, West Virginia's a week behind, so he's playing with 1 less game than most of these guys on this list. Gavin Brown from Letcher County Central with 414. Anderson Lawfer from Painesville with 386. Isaac Johnson from Fairview with 361. Colton Stamper at Shelby Valley with 324. Jeffrey Everett from Fairview with 320. And Jasper Davis from Greenup County with 319.
All right.
Receptions, Gavin Johnson of Hazard with 37, far and away the leader. You know, just then you have Gavin Brown from Letcher County Central and Ryland Simpson from Leslie County with 24. So that's a 13 reception separation there. Cameron Davis of Ashland with 23. Then you have Anderson Lawfer, Javion White from Hazard, Colton Lester from West Side, all with 21. Then Jasper Davis from Greenup County and Cole Hicks from Boyd County with 19. Then Javion Forwood and Jeffrey Everts. Javion Forwood from Hazard, Jeffrey Everts from Fairview with 18 receptions apiece. And then on to receiving touchdowns. Caden Thompson, West Carter, after, like we mentioned earlier, jumped up to 9 on the season and has the lead in that. And then Isaac Johnson, we mentioned Isaac Johnson and Anthony Harper and Kyler Canada. They're all tied for second with 6 apiece.
Yeah.
Then you have Thomas Crawford from Boyd County and Jasper Davis from Greenup County with 5 apiece. And also Chance Amberger from Knott County Central and Tristan West from Powell County with 5 apiece.
Jimmy Johnson says that Brady Johnson had 1,072 last week. Yeah, he's still up there with 1,072. They hadn't submitted the stats when Joe Kinzer done the stats yesterday, Mike. But Brady Johnson has 1,313 yards. Bradley, was that enough to put him at the top of that list or not?
He had 113 yards. When we looked it up last night, they hadn't submitted it.
Yeah, he's got 1,313 yards right now. Is that number one on the list, or who's number one, and what? How many?
I'm scrolling back at passing yardage. I've scrolled up too far. 1,313. He would be second right now.
Second, okay.
He would have moved up one spot. Yeah, that's the thing. When they, there's a cutoff. We have to do it, and sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah.
But now we're at tackles. Crayson Lafferty, Martin County is 75. We've seen Crayson's highlights on here a lot. Great player. Garrett Howard from Letcher County Central was 64. Hunter Hilton, Belfry, 59. And I believe Belfry's also a team that didn't submit stats, so I'm sure Hunter has some more. I
don't know how many he had last game, but Belfry's stats, I don't know. I'll look and see if they've submitted them yet. I know as of late last night, I looked at like 12 o'clock and they wasn't submitted. So,
yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes sometimes we'll do something and then
they're on here now.
They're on here now. How many does Hunter have now?
Wow, Hunter had 20 tackles against Pikeville.
So he would be number one on the list. So
yeah. So he's took over. So he's got 79. How many did Crayson Lafferty have? 75?
75, yeah. So he would be number one.
What's the record for most tackles in the season? Like for around here, like who can you think of
in a season?
Yeah, like is there like what's the best season you've seen since you've been covering?
Mason Lovely by far for McGoffin County a few years ago, but I can't remember exactly how many he had. I'll try to look that up as Bradley goes through the rest of the list.
Well, also back when I did stats and stuff at Tug Valley, Noah Lucas had a season where he had like 147 tackles.
He had 147?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. Then you have Jeremiah Anderson and Brendan Anthony from Pikeville, along with Weston Harris from Betsy Lane and Eric German from Boyd County with 58 each.
Okay.
Trevor Holbrook from Pike County Central with 57. And then Braden Holland, Bryson Johnson, and Dawson Kinser. Braden Holland from Leslie County, Bryson Johnson from Perry County Central, and Dawson Kinser from Letcher County Central with 56 each. And that's the tackles. Then you have PAT kicks. Nick Savage from Belfry, 20. That was, without this week's. So his have gone up, but he still was leading even without the Pikeville stats. And just to give you an idea, having a great year. Troy Barnett from Ashland with 18. Corey Hammond from Johnson Central with 18. Bo Bacon, I don't know. Sometimes I get confused on it. From Perry Bakken. Yeah, that was it. It's a different last name for me. From Perry County Central with 17. Braden Queen with Lawrence County also 17, and then Jesse Osborne from Leslie County with 16. And then field goals, Bo Bakken again from Perry County Central with 5. Leighton Henry from Boyd County with 3, and Ben Totten from Russell with 3. And that's it.
When you sit there and look, Nick Savage, he's just another example of of soccer players dominating football.
He's really reliable too, there at Belfry, Darryl. You rarely see a missed PAT from Nick Savage.
I'm a big fan. I used to play basketball with his daddy a lot. His daddy was quite the basketball player back in the day. But as I'm sitting here and looking, I cannot remember now. I've went back multiple years and I cannot find. Maybe this is it. Mason Lovely's stats. Right here we go. He had 144 tackles his junior season.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's getting it done, though, man. When you're up there, that's getting it done.
He had 144, and he was having like 20 tackles every single game. And a lot of people, whenever they see stats like that, a lot of people think them stats are padded. If you watch this kid play, you would understand why his stats are like that.
So did he go on to play college ball or anything?
He did go somewhere, but I can't remember where. He ended up transferring to Paintsville his senior year and helped lead Paintsville to a state title under Coach Cherico in their 100th year of existence. So 100 years, they celebrated a state title.
Now, I'll tell you another great defensive player who people don't remember as much with that was Jeremy Dillon. When Jeremy was at Tug Valley his freshman year, he had over 100 tackles. But he was a first-team All-Stater at Tug Valley as a linebacker his first 2 years, and then went to Mingo Central, won the Kennedy Award as the quarterback there, and was a first-team All-Stater his last 2 years there on the offensive side of the ball.
Jeremy, quite the player. If Jeremy wanted to, Jeremy would have went and played and had a marvelous career as a quarterback in college. But his passion was basketball. He ended up going to Marshall playing and finished it out at UPike. I actually see Jeremy quite a bit. My son plays pickup with him on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He's still a freak athlete. Listen, if I'm a semi-pro team, I'm giving it a shot because that's a kid that would be a great quarterback for you.
Has he personally ever mentioned wanting to give football a try again, or?
No, he
gave it a try one season between Marshall and UPike.
Yeah,
he played a season at West Virginia State, but they played him at wide receiver. So
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave it a try, but if he would have went right out of high school, I thought West Virginia was the place he should have. I think West Virginia should have took a shot at him.
I'm pretty sure he had some FCS quarterback offers, Darryl.
He did. Yeah. He did, and ended up, though, sticking to Marshall, to play basketball. And credit, he followed his passion.
Yeah.
The Joe Kinder says Josh Holt from Mate One put up monster years. And
He was really good.
Joe Kinder also says Cabo Lester at Mingo Central put up big numbers as well. Mike Mullen says 20 tackles in a game. That's getting it done. It is. Hunter Hilton, that's his second 20 tackle game this season. And that's why you see him right now leading the Mountains in tackles. And then we also said somebody says Brady Johnson's having a marvelous year at Shelby Valley. Yes, he is. We'll have the Shelby Valley game on Saturday. Once again, they're playing on Saturday this week, Bradley. So we're going to take, and JJ may be on that one. The Shelby Valley fans becoming very familiar with JJ.
Yeah, I love doing games there.
Yep, the good people there. But we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into this week's slate of games. And Bradley, do you remember what Joe Kinzer's Survivor Series pick was?
I do. He's not going on, Darryl.
Yeah.
Who was it?
He picked man over Mingo Central.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Joe is out. So, we're going to pick our games next, and then we may, you may want, if you're a fan, keep near your phone, or if you're somebody in my phone list, stay near your phone, because we will do a celebrity pick today as well. So we'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Are now available at Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Little Flower Dental Clinic. Same day crowns. No more temporary impressions and wearing temporary crowns. Same day crowns. Now available at Little Flower Dental Clinic. We also offer cleanings, fillings, extractions, root canals, and bridges. Call for an appointment today at 487-9505. We accept most major insurances, Medicare and Medicaid, and even a sliding fee scale. Little Flower Clinic, your medical home in the mountains.
Walters Kia. By now, you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Central America, head to Sal's Steakhouse. Sizzle your senses with mouthwatering steaks, juicy burgers, savory chicken, and fall off the bone ribs. Sal's Steakhouse, where your taste buds will thank you. Unleash the flavor at Sal's. Taste tradition, taste the difference.
Ready to rev your engines and hit the trails on October 10th through the 13th at the 23rd National Trail Fest in Gilbert, West Virginia. With miles of award-winning trails, sanctioned drag racing, live music, and thrilling poker runs, there's nonstop excitement for everyone. Indulge in mouth-watering food and discover unique finds from our vendors. Located in scenic southern West Virginia, it's the perfect escape from it all.
Back here on the Startup Morning Show, JJ Pruitt, Bradley Damron, and Darryl McCoy. This segment is sponsored by our good friends at Markham Law Office. Just the Markham right now. If you're looking for the judgment you're looking for and the outcome you deserve, call Markham Law Office. They will get the job done for you. Now they are known as Remora Markham and Associates, I think. So make sure you call them for all your law needs. All right, guys. It's that time of the day. Pick 'em.
Uh-oh.
So let's see. As I bring up the games here.
Here we go.
This is where these two guys don't look so bright, and I look really bright.
It's because you take the conservative picks. Me and Bradley, we kind of like to live on the edge from time to time.
All right. Here we go. McGoffin County at Belfry.
Liz, I might like to live out on the edge so far, but sometimes, but I think I'm going to go with Belfry on this one.
I'm with Belfry too. I'm betting on them to win it all this year.
Belfry is a 38.5-point favorite over McGoffin.
Aren't they your Survivor
Survivor Series pick? Yep.
Now I might not bet on them to cover the 38-point spread. I may say it might be 35, but overall, I think they're going to dominate.
Nah, I think they cover. The Johnson Central at Boyd County.
I'm going
with Johnson Central on that one.
There we go. Me and Bradley's in sync.
Who has Boyd County played? Bradley,
I can pull it up.
We can't be cheating now.
No, I just want to know who they played. That way we can.
Let me see if I can pull it up for you.
I've got you. They beat South Point, lost to Bell County, beat East Carter, and beat Mason County.
Yeah, those are all impressive wins, but I'm gonna take Johnson Central in that one. Stick with Johnson Central. In that one, Johnson Central is a 27.5-point favorite. So third game, Hazard at Corbin, and we'll let JJ pick this one first.
Hazard.
I really like what Hazard has done this year, but I'm taking Corbin in this one.
Corbin by as much as they want. Corbin is a 40-point favorite, 40.5-point.
Going for the upset.
It would be a ginormous, maybe a history-making upset if Hazard defeats Corbin.
I love witnessing history.
There you go. So the Jenkins at Eastridge.
Eastridge.
I'm taking Eastridge.
I'm taking Eastridge too, as Eastridge is a 37.5-point favorite. The Lawrence County at Estill County.
Estill County.
Lawrence County wins that one.
Lawrence County is a 28.5-point favorite. You see, I baited JJ in. You hear how I said it? I said Lawrence County at Estill County, and that persuaded him to take Estill. Bradley
going for the upset. I will. I can't wait. Like, we need to start documenting this. The upset of the week, if there is one. Like, we need to, come Monday.
Powell County at Fairview. You got two high-powered offenses here, both putting up big numbers.
You said Powell County's on the road?
Yep. At Fairview.
We'll go with Fairview.
I'm going with Powell County in a basketball game.
Powell County is an 18.5-point favorite, and I'm also taking the Pirates. So, Ashland at Greenup. Battle of two undefeateds here. It's at the farm. One of the toughest places to get a win on the farm down there.
Ashland does have a loss, but it was a really good loss.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot. They who did they lose to at the beginning of the year?
They lost that team out of Ohio. Can't remember.
Oh.
We'll go with Ashland.
I'm going with Ashland.
Harvest Prep's who they lost to, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Ashland. They're a 22.5-point favorite over undefeated Greenup. Pikeville at Harlan County, 5A Harlan County.
Pikeville.
Harlan County.
Pikeville. Pikeville's a 35.5-point favorite.
They're a 35.5 favorite against the 5A school?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
JJ, you're not great at this game.
Hey, just we're gonna see when the scores come out.
When in doubt, Pikeville is usually a really good bet. I'm just
yeah.
Well,
historically, you at least have a puncher's chance. Even if you're wrong, you at least have a puncher's chance there.
That's it. Breathitt County at Letcher Central, and this might be JJ's game on Friday.
I'm taking Letcher Central.
Oh, well, you better because you're going to be there.
That's
you
exactly
don't want them.
Come on now. You're trying to get canceled.
That's a tough one. I'm taking Breathitt.
I'm going to take Letcher in this one at home. The Riverbank boys right now, they're on an all-time highs. They just knocked off undefeated Hazard last week.
Mm-hmm.
But, going up to Pine Mountain, right now, a lot of it will be will Kobe Johnson be healthy. If Kobe Johnson's healthy, I think that, Letcher will win this by, a couple touchdowns. If not, then I think that Breathitt's got a really good chance. And a lot of people don't realize, listen, Breathitt County, one of the reasons why they're playing like they are, and I know it hasn't been broke yet, Austin Sperry is playing football. So Austin Sperry, known as what might be the number one athlete, pure athlete in the mountains, is playing football now, and he caught a big touchdown against Hazard the other night. So
had he played football prior, or
he did? He took last year off. The year before he played and he quit at the end of the season, and then he took last year off, and then he is now playing again. So Breathitt County, Letcher Central's 18.5-point favorite. Waddy Little says, JJ, I'm pulling for you. Said, end up on top at the end of the season, Waddy.
That's right.
That's not going to happen.
My boy Carl, he's always looking out.
But you know what? We always love a good underdog story.
That's exactly right.
There you go. The McGoffin, that's not right. Martin County at Perry Central.
I'm going with Perry.
Who you got?
I got to go with my boy Parker Watts. 2 touchdowns, 100+ yards. He's going to get it done this weekend. And I look for Devin to have a good game as well.
Just like I said at Shelby Valley, if Martin County can get on the board quickly, they can win this game if they can get Perry Central from playing from behind. But I tell you right now, I don't know there's a better backfield running mates besides Combs and Gibson, Caden Gibson and Colin Combs right now, Thunder and Lightning. I'm taking Perry Central.
You think it'll be like an offensive battle, or do you think it'll be a high-scoring game?
I do. I think it'll be something. It'll be something like 35-22, something like that.
Okay.
Let's see what the spread is. 23.5. Floyd Central at Pike Central.
Floyd.
I'm going with Pike Central.
I'm going to take Floyd Central in the upset. Pike Central's a 20.5-point favorite. Now, this Massey Ratings must have not have got this info, but Jameer Knuckles got ejected last week, so he is on a 1-game suspension.
Didn't we talk about that yesterday?
Yeah, we did. So Massey Ratings must not have been watching the show. But as Floyd Central, guys, if you remember, Floyd Central ended up taking and put up some points. Who'd they play last week, Bradley?
Floyd Central?
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll tell you here, just like, listen, man, there's a lot of games, and I've had a lot going on. They play Betsy Lane.
Betsy Lane, okay. And they put up a lot more points than people thought in that one.
Yeah, final score was 56-32, so they put up 32 points.
56-32. So, I'm going to say no Jameer Knuckles, no win for Pike Central. Floyd Central wins. Betsy Lane at Prestonsburg. We'll also have that. That is our Citizens Bank of Kentucky game of the week here.
Well, we know how JJ's going. He's giving his survivor pick with that one.
Going Prestonsburg.
He took Prestonsburg. I'm taking Betsy Lane in that one.
I'm taking Betsy Lane.
What's the point spread?
7.5-point favorite.
Oh, I'm good to go. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Prestonsburg's the favorite in it.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if I was doing these ratings, I would pick Prestonsburg as the favorite, Bradley.
I would, but I think it's going to be a really good ball game.
I do too. I mean, it's not one that Prestonsburg. What I mean, it's a flip 'em. It's a pick 'em game. But I'm just saying, like right now, that Prestonsburg team got a young quarterback. Be interesting to see if they can win or not. And it's at Prestonsburg right now. Prestonsburg, man, their fan section, their community's bought in. So
the Fighting West Hagers there are really rolling well.
Again, I hate to root against Sean Hager. You know, Sean Hager is one of my close friends in the coaching ranks. I hate to root against him, Bradley, but, you know, this week here, if Floyd Central loses at Pike Central, the following week you will see and Prestonsburg can win. You'll see an undefeated Prestonsburg team take on a winless Floyd Central team in father versus son. And can the dad get his first win and spoil his son's undefeated season? That will be a game to watch.
That'll be the story of the week.
That'd just be a fun story either way, man.
It kind of reminds me. You remember the Super Bowl, the Horror Bowl is what they called it. The year that the Harbaugh brothers, one was the head coach for the 49ers and the other was the head coach for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Fleming County at Russell.
I'm going with Russell on this one.
I'm going with Russell as well.
This is I'm going to go with Russell too at Russell, but I do not get this 27.5-point favorite for Russell. You know, Fleming County's probably, I would think they would probably be the favorites, you know, but they don't see it this way. East Carter at West Carter. This is one of the biggest rivalries in the mountains. Who do we got? At West Carter.
East Carter.
Explosive night where they put up 65 points.
I'm going to go with West Carter.
I'm going with East Carter.
I'm going to go with East Carter, too. East Carter's a 22.5-point favorite. Tulsa at Calhoun County. Tulsa. All right. We're all going Tulsa. They are a 29.5-point favorite. And at Greenbrier West, JJ.
Greenbrier West.
My heart says man, but I'm going with my head. Greenbrier West.
I'm going Greenbrier West too, and JJ may not be able to show his face back in man, Bradley.
Hey, I'm like you. I want man to win, but I think this is going to be a really tough game.
The 29.5-point favorite, Greenbrier West. Point Pleasant at Mingo Central.
Ooh. That's a tough one, man.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to go with Mingo Central. I think they're finding some things.
I'm going with Coach Jones and my boy Aiden and my main man, Jacob Maynard.
I'm going with Mingo Central, too. And, you know, Massey ratings, this is the first time this year they haven't had Mingo Central as a favorite. Point Pleasant is a 6.5-point favorite. So, Wayne at Nitro.
I'm going with Nitro.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. I'm going with Nitro, and the only reason I'm going for it is because I know that Wayne is going to be missing one of their better defensive backs in that game, and Nitro throws the ball over the field.
Okay.
But I think, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I'd probably take Wayne, but I'm going to go with Nitro on this.
Let's see here. Wayne, I'm going with Wayne too. Wayne is a 3.5-point favorite at Nitro. The Chapmanville at Scott.
Scott.
You are Mr. Tiger, JJ.
I'm going with Scott.
You're letting your Tiger fans down. What you got, Bradley?
I got Scott also. You know, Scott, even though they lost, they played really well against a tough Independence team.
Yeah. I'm going to take Scott, too. Scott's 27.5-point favorite.
But I am betting on Chapmanville within the next year or two to make a
to win a game.
To make a really deep run in the playoffs. Like I've watched them enough over the last couple of weeks, and they're young, but they're really, really talented, and they're literally maybe 1 year away from making a deep run.
I agree with you. Bradley, I thought he was going to say, I am going to bet on Chapmanville in the next year.
No. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. And it'll be kind of cool because, like, they're always known for being, you know, basketball and softball. It would be really cool to see them go deep in the playoffs in football.
It would. They're going to do it in the Dakota Dalton area. You can bet that.
Absolutely.
George Washington at Spring Valley. Guys, I told you last week Spring Valley was going to win. You guys doubted it. And they went to Cabell Midland and laid a smackdown on Midland. Do they got enough to beat G-Dub?
Well, I'm just saying, wherever I pick for Spring Valley, they're going to do the opposite. So, Spring Valley fans, you want me to predict against you the rest of the way. Because if I predict you win, you're losing. I'm going with Spring Valley in this one.
George Washington.
And you're going G-Dub. I'm going to go Spring Valley, too. Spring Valley is a 7.5-point favorite.
Where's that game being played again?
At Spring Valley.
At Spring Valley, so they will have the edge a little bit.
Morgan County at Tug Valley.
It's flipped. It's opposite. Tug Valley at Morgan County.
Or Tug Valley at Morgan County. Okay.
I'm rolling with Tug Valley. I think
Well,
they're
you know what I said. My stone cold lead pipe block of the week. And Gideon, I see you in there. You make me look smart. Tug Valley is over Morgan County. That's my survivor pick as well.
I'm going to go.
Go ahead, give them a little motivation.
I'm going to go Morgan County.
There you go.
I'm going to go Morgan County on the upset. Tug Valley is a 28.5-point favorite.
So you're going for a big upset like I've been going.
Well, you got about 10 big upsets.
I got about I got 2 or 3.
You got about 10 here. That's 20 plus.
Hey, one out of them 10 is going to be an upset. Got to be.
Logan at Winfield. JJ.
Hey, after Logan beating, number 3 Polka, I think they got a little bit of momentum. I think they can get it done. I'm going with Logan.
Listen, Logan is actually, I think, ahead of schedule for what we thought they'd be. But I'm going to take Winfield in this one.
I think Winfield big in this one. Logan's playing good ball right now. This game couldn't come at a worse time. Winfield is a 36.5-point favorite.
Actually, it could come at a good time because if it ends up being a beatdown, then it could humble them. Like, I don't know, like some players whenever they go on a win.
No, they've been humbled all season.
Well, I mean,
you want that momentum to carry.
I got faith in Logan.
You don't need humbled after one win.
Yeah, but you could. I mean,
I think you've been humbled, right, Bradley?
Yeah, I mean, maybe one more humble piece of humble pie.
I have a short memory with my
JJ
pick.
says one more humble.
One more slice of humble pie, and you'll be good to
go. Saturday, E-Town at Shelby Valley. You might be doing that one, JJ. So
I'm going with Shelby Valley.
I'm going with E-Town.
I'm gonna go with Shelby Valley.
There you go. What's the odds?
Yeah, 22.5-point dog Shelby Valley is. And 22.5-point dog. So that would be quite the upset if it happens. But I'm gonna say they pull it off. So guys, Survivor Series pick. Who did he says number 1, and that is true. I want to bring them ratings up real quick, Bradley.
You finally got the ratings?
Yeah, this is the West Virginia ratings.
Let me see what we got.
Class A.
Hey, who's that at number 1?
Tug Valley.
The Tug Valley Panthers at number 1?
Number 1.
Hey, they're going to be number 1 all season.
Then you go down, Man is ranked 14th, Tulsa 15th. Bradley, right now, if the postseason started, you'd have quite the work to be done because we got a lot of area teams in the playoffs right now.
And Darryl, I think there's a good chance that all 3 of those make it at the end of the season too. Right now this is a big points week for Tug Valley because the way the West Virginia system is, Morgan County would count as AAA in there. So Tug Valley would get, like right now, Morgan County's worth 14 points. So they alone, without any other results, would raise their points average next week with a win.
Well, I've got to, as we sit here and look, when you look, Tug Valley, they're bound, way I look, they're bound to drop a game somewhere just by the pure odds. And, going over to Kentucky, it's a little tougher sometimes for West Virginia teams to go over to Kentucky and get a win, especially the Class A teams. So, I listen, my heart says Tug Valley, but my head, I'm going to say the upset happens with my head.
Well, my heart and my head both say Tug Valley.
All right.
My head says that they're going to have some nice looking jewelry at the end of the season.
Oh, JJ's calling state title for Tug Valley.
They're going to get it done. They got 10 singers on the team that have been playing together for the last 4 years, and they got a phenomenal quarterback, and they're doing good on the defensive side as well. I think they're going to get it done.
Now here's AA rankings. Wayne sits at number 3. That's our coverage area team. Now the surprise, West Side sitting at 5th. And Bradley Logan sits at 13. Mingo Central at 14. And them two teams play later on in the season, so we'll get to see that one play out.
Yeah, and I think that'll be a big one. I mean, seriously, that could be a battle for a playoff spot at the end of the year. I think Wayne and West Side will both definitely be there. I think they both look very strong. Look, I only see on West Side's schedule, I only see 1 or 2 potential losses left. And that's potential. That's not,
Well, and on the other hand, Coach Jones, if he makes the playoffs, he's going to be playoff ready because he's got a gauntlet to go.
If they make the playoffs, they will have earned it. I mean,
yep.
And because they've got some tough teams coming up, man. I mean, Logan too, Wayne also. I mean,
I'm surprised Logan is in there. But
do you think that the Polka victory is what got him in there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they were like 21st or 22nd last week. I can't remember exactly. And that especially early in the season, it just kind of you get those big bounces early. They'll be a little smaller as the points get more spread out during the season.
So there's AAA Spring Valley sitting at 16th, and I think that's the most laughable thing that there is. Bradley is Spring Valley at 16.
I mean, it's a point system. I mean, you got to win games, and 2-2. They've got to win some more games. But
and how about Joey Fields and Herbert Hoover? They're not in our coverage area, but we cover them quite a bit. They're sitting at number 3.
They're very good this year. I mean, honestly, they're one of the bigger favorites in AAA. Although I think Bridgeport is the main favorite.
Didn't he almost win a state title with them like a year or 2 ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a Fairmont senior guy. Go Polar Bears.
You like the Polar Bears? Yeah, I do. They're always really strong.
So, guys, from yesterday, our Survivor Series picks. Who did you pick? Bradley.
Remember, I picked Tug over Morgan County.
Okay, Tug over Morgan County, and I picked Belfry over McGoffin. And who you picked? Prestonsburg over Betsy Lane, correct?
I picked Prestonsburg.
All right.
I'd like to congratulate you for going out on a limb there, Darryl.
Oh yeah, he's feeling very bold.
Well, I know I'm going to be playing next week, and you guys might not be. So that's the most impressive thing to me. Is that I'm gonna keep this thing going. I got to show how bright I am and how not so bright you two are.
Write that down on the bulletin board, Gideon.
There we go.
It's going to be tough for him to go up Morgan County and get a win.
Hey, like he told you, he just told you in the comments that trip to East Ridge last year wasn't too bad.
Let's see if we can get a celebrity pick here or a fan pick. Let me see if I can see if this is still the number.
We just cold calling people.
Yeah,
we cold call. We have a hotline number, but we're
who the
service is questionable sometimes.
Can we speak to Carl Whitey Little?
don't know if he's here or not.
Waddy, you are our celebrity picker this week. Who is your Survivor Series pick? What team is guaranteed to get a victory this week for you?
No, Belfry is guaranteed to get a victory this week.
Oh, so he's going with the Pirates. So write that down, Bradley. Waddy takes the Pirates. All right, Waddy, we will. But Joe Kinzer lost the celebrity pick last week. You got to redeem the celebrities with a win here, okay?
That's it.
You have a good day, Waddy.
All right, thank you, guys.
So Waddy Little says Belfry, so we're on the same page there.
Hey, I'd be picking Belfry too, but I already used him as my Survivor pick, so.
Yeah,
I almost used Belfry this week as mine, so I can't get on you too much for going out on that limb there with Belfry, Darryl.
Well, it happens. Guys, we got one more segment left. We got to do it quickly. Bradley, do you need to go?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, guys, we'll take a quick commercial break. Be right back here on the Startup Morning Show.
Agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Of Central America, head to Sal's Steakhouse. Sizzle your senses with mouthwatering steaks, juicy burgers, savory chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Sal's Steakhouse, where your taste buds will thank you. Unleash the flavor at Sal's. Taste tradition, taste the difference.
And we are back here on the Startup Morning Show. JJ Pruitt, Bradley Damron, and Darryl McCoy here as Gideon Jarvis says trip to Eastridge wasn't too bad for us. That's true. That's true. Was it last year they went to Eastridge and got the win?
54-6, yes.
54-6. Christy Watts says Wayne has 2 starters out, Bradley. So definitely going to be an uphill climb for Wayne this week. If they get that win, they'll deserve it.
They will. I mean, but regardless, in AA this year, Wayne's going to be. I think they're going to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams in AA at season's end.
I agree 100%. Guys, you know what time it is? Blind draw.
Uh-oh, here we go. Let me get my phone ready.
Here we go. Let's take a look at first story here.
Let's see what we got.
Squatters graffiti second vacant LA mansion owned by son of Philadelphia Phillies owner. Guys, when you sit here and look, you don't have that one, JJ.
Okay.
As you look at the graffiti, it isn't just spray painted walls. Look at this mansion.
That is awful.
That is
terrible.
Unbelievable. As you sit and look, I mean, listen, if you got that kind of talent, do something with it, instead of, mess somebody's home up that they worked hard for. And, they said, the neighbor said that the police come and will remove these people, and said within hours they are right back there, and said that the neighbors, that these squatters have guns and they're armed. And whenever the neighbors go over there, to try to tell them to leave, they're pulling guns on them. And a lot of these are illegal immigrants. And now the police say, this is the 3rd mansion in California. 2 of them is the Philadelphia Phillies' son's owner that owns it. And the way they talk on this, they said, it's the same one. So, it sounds like maybe, from the news report that I read, that maybe the owner might have let somebody live there and it ended up turning into them inviting others, and now they have a squatters law to where they can't make them leave because they're squatters, and that just goes back to the problem we have here in America. If you're in somebody's home and you don't belong there, then you need to be able to move. The squatters law is the biggest crock of crap that I've ever heard in my life, guys.
I would say good luck trying to do that in West Virginia or Kentucky. I
mean, it happens.
I can't see like
it happens quite a bit. I know personally people that's been through it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really surprised. Like, I just
well, and stuff like that normally ends in a death or an injury or something like that because the owners normally get tired of it.
Squatters' rights, man, like it can also drag out like in the court system for like years.
Yeah.
How do they get these rights? Like, I don't understand.
You just go stay if you're there. If you've been living there, I forgot what the different states have different laws, but if you've been living there like 6 weeks or something, or sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's 6 months. If you've been staying there, and even if nobody knows it, like a lot of these are people that's got like Airbnbs and places like that don't check on their homes often, and then somebody squatting there, then you can't just go in and make them leave.
And like a lot of times people will start having their mail directed there and stuff, and that's and then that gets in the system. So then
you got to go through eviction process and
the eviction process. Like even if you give a notice, if they don't leave, then you have to go to the court and they can appeal
up to 3 months. Yeah.
So how long does the house have to be abandoned before people can legally do this, or how does that work?
No, people can do it anywhere. Like it ain't got to be abandoned. Like right now, if somebody come and lived in my basement and we lived there and we didn't know that this person had been going in and out of there, cops come and ask them and they say, well, I've been staying here for the last 6 weeks. Well, I can't just make them leave, even though that we live there.
I'm just like, because that makes me even paranoid to like want to go on vacation. It's like if I go on vacation for a week and I come home and you're staying there, it's like
it's tough, man. And but I mean, very sad when you see like your mansions. People were, I don't know, it was the Philadelphia Sun owner's son, so he probably didn't work too hard for his mansions. But these people work hard for this stuff, and then you got people, and a lot of these are illegals out in California. And again, we're giving these illegals $4,000 a year. There was a law passed to give them $4,000 a year to help with housing. And I mean, like America, pardon my French, but America's just ass backwards right now, guys.
Yeah.
So, JJ, here's our next blind draw.
Let's see what we got.
Ship operator in Key Bridge collapse had another fatal incident.
Oh, yeah, I got to find this one. Give me once. Okay, so the state of Maryland on Tuesday filed civil claims against the owner and operator of a cargo ship that struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge in March, killing 6 people and paralyzing a major transportation artery for the U.S. Northeast. The lawsuit seeks damages from 2 Singaporean companies that are registered owners of the Dali cargo ship Grace Ocean and its manager, Synergy Marine Group, for the cost of the bridge, cleanup efforts, environmental claims, and other costs. Maryland said that the incident was entirely preventable and caused massive damages under significant harm to the state of Maryland and its citizens will continue for many years. The lawsuit is seeking $103 million from the 2 companies, seeking to recover the cost of clearing the wreckage of the bridge, the dermis of the port in Baltimore, so the waterway can reopen in June. So you're looking at $103 million worth of damage?
$103 million.
That is unbelievable.
That's insane. Guys, and this guy needs to be in jail if he's had multiple incidents.
Yeah, because you showed me an article that said like this isn't the first time.
No, and that's tough. I mean, listen, if you don't need that, it's almost like a situation where people get to multiple DUIs, you go to jail, and you get your license revoked. How's this guy still operating?
Did you guys ever see the video of that bridge?
Uh-uh.
Being knocked down? It's one of the few instances where you can see that happen. There was a camera on it.
Oh wow!
And so you can see the ship hit it and just the bridge go down in what is one of the wildest videos you'd ever see in your life. I mean, a horrible thing there.
Yeah, very tough. As we got here, let's see next blind draw. As JJ, we have.
Let's see what we got.
Woman alleges Sean Diddy Combs raped her on video in the latest lawsuit.
It looks like another woman sued him on Tuesday, alleging that the music mogul and head of security mogul and security, assaulted her and recorded it on video at his New York recording studio in 2001. The lawsuit filed in federal court in New York, the latest of several similar suits against Combs, comes a week after he was arrested and a federal sex trafficking incident against him was unsealed. So it alleges that she was 25 and dating an executive who worked for Combs in the summer of 2001. It says Combs and Joseph Sherman, lured her into the meeting at the Bad Boy recording studio. And she said that they picked her up in an SUV and gave her a drink likely laced with drugs. And then that happened.
Yep.
That's really sad.
Well, when you go to look, going on down in this, it ended up her boyfriend reached out to her whenever P. Diddy got arrested and told her that, said when they raped you back then, said they videoed it and P. Diddy had been selling it off as porn.
Jesus.
And it was him and his bodyguard.
That is awful.
Yeah. So, a lot more stuff going to be coming out like this, guys. I'm telling you, they're just scratching the surface right now.
Well, and a lot of people too, Darryl, are probably terrified to come out against P. Diddy because he's, a powerful dude.
That's it. He's got a lot of power.
And now that he's been arrested, he's behind bars, and it's going to empower more people to come out, and you're going to hear these stories, and they're going to be each one of them is going to sound as bad or worse than the last one, and it's all going to come out now.
Well, very, very, very tough situation there, going on, and that was, and as we mentioned, yesterday there was a whole new group of names come out associated with them, which included A-Rod, Oprah, and who was the other one that we said? There's somebody earlier.
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith. So, definitely a tough one. Let's see. Here's the one yesterday, Bishop, TD Jakes. That's all the ones I think we read yesterday. And, but, it just, I'm very intrigued in seeing where this goes. And again, I hope we all focus on the election as well while this is going on, because, a lot of that, Trump has guaranteed, one of the biggest things he's going to go after when he gets in there, first thing he's going to do is go after the sex traffickers. This right here is just, could be the first of many to fall if the election goes Trump's way. So, guys, let's see what the next one is. JJ.
Let's see what we got.
Chiefs rookie Carson Steele misses sister's wedding for NFL debut.
Yeah, so it says, so Carson Steele missed his sister's wedding on Sunday, and he had a very good excuse. The Chiefs rookie made his debut as a starting NFL running back in Kansas City's 22-17 win over the Atlanta Falcons. As Steele took a handoff from Patrick Mahomes on Kansas City's opening drive, friends and family gathered in Greenwood, Indiana, to celebrate his sister Kessler's marriage. It appears that there are no hard feelings over his absence.
Well, I tell you one thing. They better be a heck of a wedding gift, right, Bradley?
Well, yeah, but let me tell you something, Darryl. What kind of football sister schedules their wedding?
True.
On NFL Sunday, when you know, I mean, I know they had scheduled months in advance, and he made the team in training camp, but but you have to show some faith in your brother, or at least put it on Saturday. Put it on Saturday.
I think the worst people in the world are people that schedules weddings from August to March. There's a season for weddings, and it's not August to March. That's just.
And he ended up having a pretty solid night. He finished the night with 17 carries for 72 yards and was the clear number one option in the Kansas City backfield. So ended up having a good game.
I'm just saying, man. You know your brother's trying to make an NFL team. Why have it on Sunday? Put it on Saturday. If she has it on Saturday, all's okay.
I agree with you, unless she's got another brother that plays college football.
Well, you know what? I have it on Tuesday at noon. I don't know.
JJ, man who staked out Trump at Florida golf course, charged with attempting an assassination.
Oh yeah, here we go. I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. So a man who say staked out Trump's place for 12 hours on his golf course and wrote of his desire to kill him was indicted Tuesday on an attempted assassination charge. This is Ryan Wesley Routh had been initially charged with 2 federal firearm offenses. The upgraded charges contained in a 5-count indictment reflect the Justice Department's assessment that he methodically plotted to kill the Republican nominee, aiming a rifle through the shrubbery surrounding Trump's West Palm Beach golf course on an afternoon Trump was playing on it, left behind a note in which he described the intention, prosecutors said. So, I mean, clearly the charge got upgraded, which, rightfully so.
Yeah.
It's come on, leave these guys
well, how in the world does the guy get caught for gun arrest for gun laws before, and then he still gets to keep his guns? That's my question.
Yeah. I mean, that's
he's already been caught for having guns illegally, and then somehow the Justice Department allows him to keep his guns.
Mm-hmm.
That's surprising. All right, guys, this right here now, this isn't quite as interesting to me, but JJ's put this story on our list the last 2 days, so he must want to talk about it, Bradley. Unknown music composed by Mozart discovered in German library.
You gotta. This is pretty cool. I mean, when Tupac passed away, it was like every other year he was dropping a new album. They said that he released over 150 songs. So he had 150 songs whenever he passed away. And you hear stories about, artists who have passed away that keep releasing, music. To have a piece like this from one of the original musicians from 200 years ago, I think it's kind of fascinating. Just to know that there was a lost piece, and I'd love to hear it.
Well, did they have the piece? Could you listen to it, or?
I mean, I would imagine that they're probably going to have to play it. It was a piece that he had written, in the German museum. So, somebody's going to have to sit down and play it. But I haven't heard it.
Okay. Very, very, very not interesting, JJ. I'm just
kidding. Somebody in the comment section is going to find it interesting.
You think we got Mozart fans in the comment section?
Listen. Mozart's music has been adapted into rock and metal as well. I don't know if you know that. But they actually used some of his. At one time, listened to the Avenged Sevenfold song Requiem. And you listen to the just the music, not so much the words, but the music is like a beat that Mozart.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
wrote.
And beat makers in the rap genre, they'll take a piano sample or they'll take a composition, then they'll add their own drums over it and take credit for it. So I would imagine his music's been sampled in the hip hop world as well.
They definitely interesting, JJ.
Greatly appreciate that.
Also JJ is the one that would drop his life savings on Lil Wayne's diary.
If I was a billionaire, I might take it. I might take his written lyrics.
All right, JJ, these right here you do not have. James Mayer, former Ashland Tomcat, makes the EKU roster. So hats off to James Mayer.
Congratulations.
Great job.
James worked really hard to get where he's at today. You know, Ashland, he continued to develop his game, and he never really got to play a ton of Ashland. You know, he wasn't where he needed to be, but he's went to work. And if you remember James as time at Ashland, his body looks completely different now as he's put on a lot of muscle and a lot of weight.
Well, I mean, if you look at players look at Dennis Rodman back in the day. I think he got started playing basketball when he was like 23. And didn't get drafted to the NBA till he was like 27 or something like that.
Yep.
And so, I mean, it just goes to show like it's never too late.
Nope, it ain't. And as we go, Bradley, tell us about these two young ladies real quick, or about this young lady that won the 11th region golf.
Yeah, hold on one second, Darryl. Let me pull that up to have her name there. That is Powell County's Darcy Lawson, and she won the Region 11 Golf Championship, and just congratulations to her.
Yep, hats off to Darcy. As Bradley, tell us about these two young ladies.
All right, now that is Allie Hamilton from Prestonsburg. She recorded her 500th kill in a win over East Ridge.
Wow. The Prestonsburg volleyball playing well this year. So
500th kill. So in the volleyball world, is that like when you get the spike on somebody and you score a point?
Yeah.
Oh, 500. That's
500.
That's gotta be. I mean, that seems really impressive. I mean,
and she's leading the team this year. I want to say 126 is the mark she currently has this year.
So my question, so for one spike, it's you get 1 point, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, 500. I mean, that's 500
points.
I mean, I'm just saying, like that's in volleyball. I mean, that's I would imagine you average what 4 to 5 kills a game, or maybe.
Well, if you're really good, I
would love to know her stats, like as far as like how many kills per game she gets, because that seems 500. That's really.
Yeah,
that seems
impressive.
that seems really impressive. I don't feel like a lot of people get that number very often.
I'm not sure. I'm not a volleyball aficionado, but tell us about this young lady, Bradley.
Well, there's Wayne's Addie Adkins. She got her 1,000th dig in a game. You know, Addie is one of our better multi-sport athletes in our area. Also, star on the basketball floor as well.
She's a girl that could play Division One. She. I could see her playing Division One in multiple sports.
Yeah, you know, man. We talk about the Adkins triplets a bit on here. They're a talented group. You know, there at Wayne.
I would dare to say maybe the most talented triplets that we've had in the D&D era.
I would say so. I don't know how many triplets we've had in the D&D era, Darryl.
I don't either. So I'm going to give them an award right now, Bradley.
Yeah, they are. They're the D&D triplet champions.
Feel good story of the day, JJ.
Now this one's a really cool story. Let me find the photo real quick. So, an Arizona high school football player was diagnosed with brain cancer, and he used his Make-A-Wish to actually buy a new state-of-the-art set of helmets for his teammates who supported him through his illness. His scans are now clear, and he's back to actually playing ball.
That is neat, guys. If he used his Make-A-Wish to better his football team, you know, I'm sure all of his friends are very thankful for that in his school and his community. You know, hats off, and I'm glad he's back to 100%.
Absolutely. I mean, we need at least one good story of the day. I mean, stuff like that is what needs to be reported instead of all of this negativity. I mean, I know the Diddy situation is the main story, but like stuff like this is what will make the world a better place.
I agree 100% with you. Guys, real quick, one college game pick. Want to ask you guys, Georgia, Alabama, who y'all got?
Where's the game being played?
At Alabama, I think.
I'm taking Alabama.
I'm going with Georgia. You know, Still not sold Bama post Saban, you know.
They, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Alabama. You know, I'm gonna go. Tell you what, Bradley, we're gonna make a wager on this. Loser shaves their head.
I mean, Darryl, that's not much of a wager for me. I was planning on getting a nice fresh shave job anyway, so
You know I'm not risking that. Ain't no way.
JJ, that would actually be a good bet.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Nope.
You'd get less hot tuas.
That's true.
That's
true, JJ.
Kind of like those, though. I mean, you know.
he kind of likes them.
Hey, you know, them old folks on, you know, that's where it's at.
What are we going to do with him, Bradley?
Yeah, she did the old hot tua and spit in that hair.
There you go. Shoot.
Guys, we're going to take it come that time again. It is 10:22, and you know, we was late again because of JJ this morning, but
you know, it was raining.
We will get on Pat, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Listen, tomorrow night, crunch time. Make sure you tune in at 8 p.m. as we will get you caught up on all the things from past week in football, as well as getting you game day ready for next week. Make sure 8 to 10. And then this Friday, Letcher Central versus Breathitt County. Huge game on Friday Night Football on the D&D Sports Network. And then you got two undefeated powers, Breathitt County, or Betsy Lane and Prestonsburg on the Citizens Bank of Kentucky game of the week. And then Mingo Central versus Point Pleasant on the Logan Bank and Trust game of the week. Make sure you guys stay tuned in to all of them. And we hope you guys have a good, safe weekend. But